There are some kids out there, I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are, who have been begging me to read a book about video games. But I had never scored that perfect book about video games until now.
Wow! The amazing world of video game development! This is awesome!
I know, right, Green Bear?
Yeah, and I have a lot of friends, I won't name names, but you know who you are, who want to grow up to become video game creators.
Well, really, I can't blame them. It's such a fascinating kind of job. I mean, think about it. Behind the video games, that's what it looks like. It's just a bunch of zeros and ones and codes, and we can't necessarily read it, but somehow the video game creators can use all that to turn it into something that looks a little bit something like this, or this, or even this. Crazy, right? Now it's time to read. Let's do this. What is inside? Well, let me tell you something. It is crazy how many aspects there are to creating a video game. I mean, really, there are so many different kinds of talents that are called upon to create these video games. I had no idea until I read this book, because I needed to check it out for you to make sure it was worthy of you. And is there some special skill that you have that could work in this world? Let's find out. Introduction. For many years, children and adults have enjoyed playing video games, but video games are still a new form of entertainment. I know, that might sound crazy to you because it's like your favorite thing maybe, but it's actually pretty new in the scheme of things. Although the first video games appeared in the 1940s, only in the 80s did they take the form we see today.
Did you ever play video games growing up?
Yeah, they were still newer back then though, Green Bear.
Yeah, what was your favorite?
Well, I think it was a toss-up between Pac-Man and Frogger.
Wow, can I tell you about my favorite video game?
After the book.
Okay.
And the book asks us. But have you ever wondered how video games are made? I mean, they didn't just boop appear on the screen all by themselves. Now, before we answer this question, let's check this list of the things that are needed to create a video game. 1, a giant cup of coffee. I mean, at least I think it is. Otherwise, why would it be on the page? Interesting idea. Ding. Electronic computer. Ding. Positive attitude. Ding. Passion and enthusiasm. Ding, ding. But if you think about it, all that also works for just about anything else you want to invent in the world. But what else is needed? A team to create the video game, because it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Game designer. And there he is. Wow, what a funky looking dude. In game development, the first person who is needed is a game designer. The game designer creates the game's rules and levels, writes its scripts, and adjusts the strengths, weaknesses, and other features of its characters. So that's step 1, right? Imagining the game. What levels? What are the characters going to be like? Are they going to be super strong? Or, I mean, there's so many possibilities. Are they going to look like a cartoon? Are they going to look like they're a green alien from outer space? Or a blue creature from under the sea? It could be anything. It is helpful for a game designer to be well-versed not only in board games, but sports and video games, but also mathematics, psychology, storytelling, directing, even architecture, because basically they're building a world. A whole world. So yeah, what is the story? What direction is it going to go in? What's it going to look like? That's the architecture aspect of things. Game programmer, responsible for implementing all the technical tasks in the video game development. Now, being well-versed in various programming languages, the game programmer implements the most daring ideas of the game designer and game artist, while also making sure that there aren't any serious errors in the video game. See that? The technical genius behind everything has to make sure that all those big ideas actually work. And look, all those ones and zeros, like the ones at the beginning of the story, there they are working on code.
The game engine is the heart of a video game. It is a computer program, which is a collection of various tools that enable the video game to work as it is designed to.
Game artist. Ooh la la. The game artist designs and creates all the video game's visuals, from simple sketches to three-dimensional models. Now we're talking the concept art, the textures, the backgrounds, the animations, the user interface, the special effects, and I know you love special effects. And any other elements related to the visual design of the video game are all part of the work of the game artist. The game artist tries to make the visual style of the video game unique and memorable because a gamer's first impression of the game is formed from the screenshots and the videos that they see and watch to learn about the game before you even play it. That's right. You see the little thumbnails of the video games and it shows you what the world looks like? That's the artist working. And that little picture that you see draws you in. That means the artist did the job right. Oh, I guess we're at the part about the composer and sound design. Sound and music are very important components of the video game because they shape its mood and atmosphere. Mood and atmosphere. Music affects everything. I mean, think about it. They do it in the movies, right? If it's a scary movie, it sounds like this. Okay, stop that. Okay, but what if it's a super happy movie? Okay, stop. Same thing with the video games. It puts us in the mood of the world we're entering. The composer composes the music for the video game. Due to the variety of game genres and themes, the composer must be equally versed in both classical overtures and symphonies and the most modern musical experiments. Unlike the composer, the sound designer does not create music, but fills the video game with sound effects and noises. So, for example, the car screeches to a halt, and the boombox suddenly gets a bunch of static. See? Sound effects. The game tester. I bet a lot of people would love to be a game tester. Not all roles in the development team are creative or directly related to creating the game. At its core, a video game is a large computer program. And in any computer program created by a person, errors can happen that can cause the game to not work properly. So that could be in the code or in the parameters or in the character animations or the images. So that's where the game tester comes to the rescue to find and record any errors in the game so they can be fixed. Unlike other team members, the game tester doesn't need to have any specific knowledge or skills. They just know how to play the game to help the creators figure out if there's anything that needs to be tweaked. Game director. Action! Just as every book has an author and every ship has a captain, every video game has a game director. In this case, somebody who looks like a slightly bluish Abraham Lincoln.
Score, 7 years ago.
The game director is the most important person on the video game team because they control not only the creative parts of the video game, but every aspect of the development. They have to pull everybody together. The person who's doing this and the person who's doing that and the music person and the sound effect person and the person in the back who's doing the zeros and ones and the technical parts. All of it under the director. Ultimately, it's the game director who decides what the game should look like, which elements should be removed, what should be added or changed. In other words, the game director performs functions similar to those of a director of plays and movies. Where do I audition? That way, Olivia. Woo! Team size. Now, how many people should be on a team creating this video? There's no definite answer. It depends on the size of the actual video game. Dozens or even hundreds of people take part in the creation of a large, complex game, and everybody's responsible for their own small part of the video game. But if you're making a small video game, you don't need a humongous development team, so just a few people will do. And then sometimes one person is able to replace an entire team and be the game designer, the game artist, the game programmer, and the composer all at the same time. That's why I always tell the puppets and you, kid, to always pick up as many skills as you possibly can. You never know. You could be a crazy one-man band game development director all in one. Stages of video game development. Now that the team is assembled, they can proceed directly to the development of the video game. Oh yeah, we were just getting the team together, y'all. Somebody had an idea, but then you had to pull everybody together. Now, the real work begins. The video game development process can be roughly divided into 4 main stages. 1, the idea. 2, pre-production. Then 3, production. And then 4, the release. The moment when it's finally done. But actually, as it points out here, the video game may be very different from its original idea because the creative process can take many twists and turns, not just for video games, but for books and even for ships sometimes if a storm comes. Lots of twists and turns. Why and for whom? This is the whole part about who is this game for? They actually have to think about you. That's right. You. They have to think of the audience. You don't just make a video game for yourself, right? So the question is, why do they create the game? They have to think of the different goals for creating a video game. Is it to earn recognition and receive awards? I love recognition and awards! Is it to achieve commercial success? I love commercial success! Or just to have fun with the developmental process? Oh, the developmental process where I get to dig deep, explore, push the boundaries of what I can do, and also have fun. The development team is free to choose any goal for themselves as long as they're clear on their goal and then they stick to it. Now, for whom is this video game? It's always liked by the team or they wouldn't be making it, right? But who else is going to think this is a cool video game? Will they find it interesting? Will somebody else want to play it? To answer this, the team imagines the kind of player for whom the video game is being created to make sure it'll be something the gamer will enjoy. So yeah, they don't even know you, but they're already thinking about you. Pre-production. After the development team has discussed and approved that big idea for the video game, the pre-production begins. The game designer works out the idea, identifies key game mechanics, determines the main features of the game. Like, I don't know, is it going to be a cowboy who jumps or a mermaid who leaps or, anything. Really, the imagination can go anywhere. And choose the most suitable genre.
I would like the genre to be Western.
Giddy up. The setting.
I want it to be in outer space.
Okay. And lastly, the atmosphere.
I want it to be pickle.
That's not an atmosphere.
Then how about magical?
Okay, so we have a Western set in outer space that feels magical. Sounds like a hit. Now, all of this information is recorded in the game design document. The game programmer evaluates how difficult the video game will be to create and puts together the game prototype. The game artist draws the first sketches of the environment, the characters, other game objects.
Could there be floating pickles?
Sure.
Oh!
So then all that information goes into the game design document. A detailed description of all the details and elements of the video game go in there. Then you move on to the game prototype. This is the very first version of the video game. It's still going to need more work, but it's the first time it starts to actually look like a video game from here to here to here. It gives a clear idea of what the game will become. Now, the goal of this whole pre-production is to produce a first draft of the game design document, an interesting game prototype, and a detailed development plan, which takes us to the production. And now we're really cooking. Now that all the tasks are defined, the video game elephants are detailed, we can start the production. This is the longest and the most important stage. It can last several years. So it's super important that the team maintains interest in the game through the whole development period. Now, during production, the video game's code, the graphics, the levels, the sound, the music, the text, and more are created. And they're constantly changing because sometimes ideas are rejected and they don't turn out to be interesting or they don't even work. Sometimes you don't know until you try. Then the bugs show up. Any serious malfunction in a video game is called a bug.
And let me tell you, that really bugs the bugs.
Really, White Rat?
No, not really. Just Phil.
Phil.
Yeah, he's really cranky all the time anyway, which is really weird, because he's a love bug.
Now, sometimes the bugs can be surprising and make the game better, and then the developer decides to keep it in the game. That's what you call improvising. As a result, a bug can become one of the game's main features. But if the bug just produces an error, then your game starts to glitch. Nobody wants that, so the bug gotta go. Finally, the day comes. The release day. Oh, I love the release day. The red carpet, the crowds, the paparazzi. Now, at this point, all the serious bugs have been quashed. And the final polishing and adjustment of the game's elements has been done, which means it's time to release the video game into the world like a little baby going out there for the first time. And is this the end? No, not yet. After the video game's release, its real life is just beginning. Because now, a kid has to go play it and decide if the game is cool.
Now, can I tell you my favorite video game?
Yes, Green Bear, now you can tell me.
My favorite video game is Bearcraft. No way! Super Mario Brothers is much better! No, Bearcraft is better!
I thought it was Minecraft?
No.
And Super Mario Brothers?
No? That's a weird. Who are Mario Brothers? I don't know. Everybody knows it's the Mario Brothers.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. Oh, I just can't get enough of Fox Blocks.
Oh, I'm all about the Rat Knight.
I think that's Roblox and Fortnite.
I really love Pokemon.
It's pronounced Pokemon.
No, it's not. It's Pokemon.
Oh, Tibby Tiburon.
Everybody knows that the best game is Dungeons and Dungeons.
Pretty sure that's Dungeons and Dragons?
Nope, Dungeons and Dungeons. And following up with that is going to be the big sequel, Dungeons and even more Dungeons.
I don't know what games these are that they're talking about, but I know I'm just gonna go relax with a nice game of Unicorn Crossing.
Don't you mean Animal Crossing?
No, that's not even a game. Unicorn Crossing. Oh, but wait, we're starting to glitch. Oh no, that can only mean one thing.